It's who deserves it? Me or you?
No, we.
You deserve free healthcare.
Yeah.
Say who?
It was promised to us.
Israel has a right to defend itself? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I said that the lessons of World War II were taught to me, and then I was to analyze the situation happening in Israel and Palestine, you don't see why that's a double standard or hypocritical?
So
Israel to
actually, like in Palestine, there are no concentration camps systematically killing Palestinians.
Yeah,
like something like this doesn't exist.
Yeah, because they just kidnap them and keep them in Israel.
I'm not sure about that. I think mostly it's like
they don't do that.
Like
do that.
You know that Palestinians also, like most of Hamas saying that they are innocent civilians by having AKs under the bedroom and having huge weapons for Hamas, and I don't think that are innocent people.
Okay, but don't most
like
Israelis have guns?
No.
Yeah, they do. Maybe, I don't know, I don't live in Israel, but why should Palestinians have the weapons for Hamas that kill Israeli people in their land?
Let me respond with, why should Israelis have the right to weapons and massacre Palestinians?
We don't keep guns to shoot fucking, like the soldiers have guns, but not like, we don't go around shooting at normal people.
But it's pretty well documented that the IDF fucking shoots kids.
But not us, like normal
just
people.
Innocent people
like,
just doing whatever they want.
No, but like us normal people, we don't fucking have like guns for the IDF. We don't keep like a fucking.
Okay. That the argument is that you don't shelter weapons for the IDF to use. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's not really the point I was making. But okay, here's the problem. You have a group of people who have lived there for, we'll say, centuries, just to be on the safe side. And because of the bad things that happened to your ancestors, the whole world designated a very small portion of their land and gave it to the Jewish people, to which they welcomed you with open arms and said, you guys went through a tragic time. We're here to help you. Swing through. We got you. You are our Abrahamic brothers and sisters. We are here to take care of you, because that's what God would want. Because these people are also Christians and Arabs and Jews. And, sorry, not just Arabs, but Muslims. In turn, over the next, we'll say 50 years, just to keep it short, Israel has systematically taken their land from them, bulldozed their homes, built on top of them, and kicked them out of where they have known to be a home for generations. And when they go out into the streets, what little opportunity they do have, they are harassed by the IDF, and they're shot by the IDF, and they're captured and tortured by the IDF. And just to stress this, I got no dog in this fight. Like, I'm not Muslim, I'm not Jewish, I'm none of that. But my taxpayers are going to your country to pay for free healthcare and the weapons that you use to massacre these people. The bombing campaign that has happened for the past 2 years, carpet bombing Gaza from north to south, including the Rafah Bridge, which is their only point of exit, that's a war crime. Again, using the old example that I did a second ago, dressing up as a doctor and going into a hospital and openly assassinating people that are in hospital beds, that's a war crime. Collective punishment, that's a war crime. At what point do you, as an Israeli, go, maybe that's kind of fucked up. Maybe we're not the good guys. Yes, you have a right to defend yourself if you're being attacked. No question. No one's taking that away from you. But from an international standpoint, you are seen as the aggressor. So you can't claim self-defense when you're the first person to have punched the other dude in the first place.
Well, that's not exactly like a fact.
Yeah, it's a pretty one-fucking-sided fight. Yeah, you have nukes and they have rocks. It's kind of fucking one-sided.
Sure, but we don't use those anyways. But they've been attacking us for like a long time.
God for that. Could you imagine?
Essentially, Israel got multiple attacked from like the different Arab countries. Yeah, and they got then more land of the wars that they essentially won. Yeah, and then like firstly Britain gave the land to Israel, and then they got attacked probably because the Arab countries didn't like it, and then we won the wars, and then we just expanded.
Okay, but you do realize that past a certain point when there were no more wars, you continued to, not you specifically, but Israel continued to expand the land that they had taken as a result of war, bulldozing houses and building settlements, which have been found to be illegal under international law. And then on top of all of that, the International Criminal Court has said that Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal and has committed genocide. You have top officials in the Israeli government openly stating that Palestinians are subhuman dogs and that we should just wipe them off the face of the planet. If the roles were reversed, you would say that that is the second coming of a Holocaust, and you wouldn't be okay with it. So I go back to my previous point. Your grandparents, not to sound like a dickhead, but your grandparents were saved by my grandfather, and now you're doing it to another group of people. Again, not you specifically, but do you not see why your government is viewed as the bad guy in this situation? Bombing Iran, bombing Syria, bombing Yemen. Well, oh, it's all in self-defense.
Not Iran.
You're the one with all the arms.
I don't see any problem with bombing Iran.
You don't see a problem with bombing another country.
They want nuclear weapons.
They want nuclear weapons. Ah, yes, that's my favorite. Okay. So here's the thing. Let's say that there was a deal, crazy concept of a deal that was made that says, we're going to send inspectors into your country. We're going to look at your nuclear facilities, and we're going to make sure that you're not enriching uranium. Are you cool with that? And Iran goes, yeah, I'm cool with that. Can you do the same for Israel? And of course, you guys went missing.
But like the whole narrative is like Iran will never get nuclear weapons anyway. They cannot concentrate that much Iran, but But the main difference is like the regime that is in Iran. It's like it's not freedom, and like they have freedom in every country, and this is not freedom what is in Iran. So
okay, so because the country isn't free, we should bomb them and kill their leaders.
No, yeah, exactly. We should free the people. That's
crazy work. That's insane.
It's like saying Germany, Adolf Hitler deserved not to die to free the German people.
That's not the same thing.
Yeah, it is basically the same.
Let me throw a hypothetical. Okay. That's your opinion. But let me ask you a question. Let's say that 51% of Americans view Donald Trump as Hitler, and they think that he's a dictator and that he's terrible. Does Israel have the right to assassinate Donald Trump and free the American people from a dictatorship?
Essentially, Donald Trump is not a dictator because he got voted by
the
majority.
Question.
Essentially, if some Hitler came in power in the US, yeah, it should be allowed for Israel to eliminate him.
Okay, who gives Israel the right to do that?
It's a right for the people. It's a right for the people to have freedom.
Okay, so because 51% of the population of America views Donald Trump as a dictator, Israel is allowed to come in and fucking get rid of him.
No.
Okay, no.
No, if the democratic state that there's no votes anymore, if the oppression gets eliminated, if there's no free interviews, no.
What if he is passing laws that limit the ability for people to vote?
Then that's. But
there's still the voting system, like the democratic rules that are in the book. If he doesn't pass them, and the democratic system is like this. Oh, has North Korea elections? Yeah, it has. 99%.
Valid. But okay, actually, that's a great example. I'm glad you brought that up. Should Israel bomb North Korea and get rid of Kim Jong-un?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
You said yes. You said yes. Why? Why is it okay?
They should because they want to free. They should free the people of North Korea to have freedom. Exactly. What they deserve.
Okay, so now we go. Now this is three separate countries: the United States, North Korea, and Iran. In your view, and Israel views the. Hold on. Let me make the point, and if I'm wrong, correct me. Just real quick. If Israel views these leaders as dictators and authoritarians or whatever, non-democratically elected people, they have a right to get rid of that leader to free the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's in Germany as well. In Germany, there's a rule. In Germany, there's a rule. If someone is taking over the country, like for example Adolf Hitler again, Germany, for example, in this century, that we, the German people, can do everything in our power to end that. Netanyahu also got democratic voted.
And is also actively trying to dismantle the rules and regulations around him.
That shouldn't be possible and never will be.
But it is.
Every democratic power.
Okay, so what or who gives Israel the right to eliminate these dictators?
No, but any country. Not only Israel.
It's only right now Israel or America because they have the best secret service or the best agents to do that and to keep democracy.
But sure.
In the world.
Yeah, you're welcome. But sure. again, that didn't answer my question. What or who gives Israel the right to do that?
It's like saying what gives America the power to attack Iran? Of course it's a superpower.
Well,
Power and the right are two different things.
America and Israel is a superpower that together
welcome for that.
cooperate.
the power and the right
Nothing, bro.
are two separate things. I might have the power
but rights
to
don't
put
matter
a
in some
brick-sized hole in a pedophile, but I don't have the right to do so.
What I mean, like, do you say it's not right to kill a dictator when the people are getting killed and hanged over if they have a wrong opinion? Is it for you good?
Don't misjudge my answer to that in this response.
Like, I just mean,
I'm a leftist. I don't think there should be dictators. I think they should be dead. Okay, I'm fine with violent overthrows of a government when it comes to making
that's
sure that
good.
Right. Okay.
If the people are free, that's exactly.
Except they're not, though, because now the son of the Ayatollah is in power. So you didn't change anything.
Yeah, so now
Yeah,
he's
for how long?
Oh, if we just kill him, though, then it's free. So how many rungs down the ladder do we got to go until Iran is free? How many people have to die?
I don't know.
Is there a
freedom
number?
and democracies in the if it takes it, America takes the whole country.
Why should America have to take over a country for it to be free? Why do I have to send my brothers and sisters to another fucking country and spend 20 fucking years killing 1 million fucking people to make sure that your country is safe? You got me fucked up. You have free healthcare because I pay taxes, but I don't get free healthcare. You get the Iron Dome that my country developed to keep you safe off of my fucking taxpayer dollars. But when you say jump, the American government says how high and which country are we dropping a bomb on. I'm not coming at you specifically. Sorry, go ahead. I'm going to go on a rant.
Yeah, America signed a contract, the Truman Pact. You should know about this, which should firstly should that should stand for freeing all countries, and it's against the Soviet Union for capitalism. I think it was the Truman Pact.
Pledged to provide military and economic aid to democratic nations under threat from authoritarian forces, primarily targeting Soviet expansion. It aimed to contain communism, starting with the aid to Greece and Turkey. Okay, there's nothing really wrong with communism or socialism, so that's dumb. That's just called American imperialism, my guy. There's a reason Cuba is fucked. It's because we've imposed embargoes and made it extremely difficult for them to be able to thrive, even though they have a higher literacy rate than America, which is kind of fucking bad. But whatever. Here's the thing. If your justification for America going into Iran, blowing them up, and having our service members killed to defend your country.
It's to free the people in Iran.
Okay, but they're not free. And bombing them isn't going to make them free. You do know that violence is not going to solve this problem. So in your mind, the only way to solve this problem is regime change, killing a bunch of people, and eventually everyone's just going to chill out. Yeah, that's fucking terrible. That's bad. That's bad. That's what led to World War II. Yes, of course. What's up, Hero?
As someone from the Middle East,
Assalamu alaikum.
if I'm an Arab and I see your government is actually ruled by a dictator and is oppressing the Gazans or Palestinians, the Arabs in your land, do I have the right to bomb you?
So let's say Saudi Arabia views Benjamin Netanyahu as a war criminal.
Yeah, then you can try killing him.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's say try, inshallah. But again,
they can try, but they will not. They will not succeed.
But they just won't be able to.
Well, they were pretty close a couple days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, they probably tried a bunch of times, but
they literally started posting AI videos of this motherfucker getting a cup of coffee at a closed down coffee shop.
Yeah.
Good evening, America.
But I mean, like, it doesn't really matter. He didn't die.
Wait, but by your logic, Saudi Arabia or any powerful Arab country or any country for that matter,
they can decide if they think he's a dictator.
Would you be okay with that?
Then what do you mean? Like,
would you be okay with that?
Essentially, like Benjamin Netanyahu is not a dictator, so it should not be possible to attack him. I'm not seeing Benjamin Netanyahu is hanging at Israel because he has a different opinion or votes someone else.
Okay, but you have protests in the streets almost weekly.
Yeah, protests are like for the can people do. Yeah, it's allowed.
Okay.
It
Right.
should be
That's
like
like
protests
democracy.
that get shot down. They get shot down
Yeah.
by people or like the IDF. That's not good.
Okay, but if that's been
Okay.
happening, that's bad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like me to
Yeah.
show you videos of that?
Yeah, you can show me.
Okay, I will. But again, this goes to my point, though. If all that shit is happening, so all of Europe just goes, yeah, what's happening over there is fucked up. We just gotta bomb the shit out of it. You're okay with
No,
that?
but the choice is not like it's not to bomb the people; it's to kill the
And
dictator.
yet here Israel is currently bombing the shit out of Iran or Lebanon or Yemen. Well,
But
that's
they're not
more
trying
Saudi
to hit
Arabia, but that's
civilians.
different. But
They're not trying to kill civilians; they're trying to kill
Or
the
Gaza.
leaders and the.
what about the 80,000 people that they killed in Gaza in the past 2 years? What about that?
Well, I mean, that's not good, but like they're trying
But-
to. They're not trying to kill people. They're not trying to.
They're trying to
Kill
kill
as many people as
Hamas,
they can.
and it's probably in guerrilla warfare. What they
Okay.
do, they go into Gaza, hide in the houses of civilians. Then it's pretty hard.
Okay,
To
I got
end
you.
this conflict.
I got you. Okay, perfect. Let me ask you a hypothetical question. There is a hostage situation at a bank. You are in charge of the SWAT team. You have two options. Option A, you send the SWAT team in and you cold and calculated and strategically get rid of the bank robbers and hostage takers, and you could free the people in the bank, hopefully with no casualties, and everything's good to go. Everyone gets to go home. Everyone has a great Shabbat. Or whatever. I don't know enough Jewish holidays to make that joke relevant, but you get my point. Or you could just blow up the fucking bank, and that way you don't have to worry about any
But if
hostages
you
or
don't
any.
know if the hostage is Hamas, how should you know? Do they wear
Dog.
different clothes? No, they don't. They
Dog.
all wear the same things. Like you can see a kid with an AK, and do you think it's a civilian or a Hamas kid?
Let me make
You
sure.
don't know.
Oh, well, hold on. I just want to make sure I understand your answer to this question. You could send in SWAT, or you could just blow up the bank, and you're justifying blowing up the bank because you never really know if the bank robbers
but
snuck
it's
out with the
different.
Yeah,
hostages.
why should you risk your own people dying, the Israelis, for essentially that risk?
Because-
It's just not profitable.
Because let's say that there are Israelis in the bank. They're customers of the bank.
Of course, if you know there's an Israeli hostage, you don't blow up the building. But if you know there's Palestinians in there, they say it's hostages, but you're not sure about it, and you see more AKs and stuff, then
Okay.
you probably make
What
the
if-
decision if you bomb it up or if you do an risky operation to go in there with people and risking your men for that.
Even though
You
that's
never
their
know.
job. But okay, let me throw two more hypotheticals. Same
Like,
situation.
In war, there is no job. There's
No,
war crimes
no.
that are illegal, of course, but it's
There's
not
a
your job
duty,
to
there's a
rescue.
job to do.
Heroic, say that again.
The purpose of war is not just killing humans. It has an objective behind it. So that is your duty.
Yeah, the duty is to free the Palestinian
But there's-
people
there's
from
no reason
Hamas.
to-
How do you see a Hamas and the difference of a Palestinian?
Well,
Wait, you want to
It's the
free
AK in the hand. It's the
Palestinian
AK in
people
the
from
hands.
Hamas?
Palestinians aren't allowed to have guns?
Well,
What do you mean? If you want to use them against Israelis?
Yeah.
How do you know they want to
If you
use them
look like
against
a
Israelis?
threat, if you look like a threat,
Because they're
that's not
literally
what
in
you do.
war. They're
Palestinians from
literally in
Hamas,
war.
they should be using it on the Palestine.
What do you mean?
Like, how dumb should you be if you're a civilian that have an AK around in war against Israel on the front lines? Like,
Yeah.
hello?
Well, go around with
Seeing
an
as
AK,
how
you
their
look like a
whole
threat.
land is a fucking war zone, I don't think they really have a choice, right?
Yeah, you
Well, I
still
mean,
can
if they
surrender. You
don't
can
walk around with
show
a
that you
gun-
don't have weapons.
Just comply, just listen, and that'll solve all this problem.
Just be
Yeah,
submissive.
exactly.
Be submissive, right? Yes, submit to the will of another country, and let them tear down your homes, and let them bomb everyone else out.
They hide in the complex of the houses.
Okay.
Like, of course, you bomb them away. Like the Hamas is in every house of the Palestinians in Gaza. How should you decide? Like, of course, you blow up the streets if they have their like storage there and they hide there. and
Because
they have
that's
guerrilla
called
warfare.
collective punishment. That's a war crime.
And as a Palestinian, if I don't go to my home or my housing complex, I face a sniper. If I get in, I face a rocket. I'm dead either way.
Yeah, they don't really have a choice. Let's say there's no Israelis. They're just random bank robbers. It doesn't matter what their ethnicity is. But all of the hostages, they're Chinese. Does that change anything for you? Do we still blow up the bank, or do we go to save them?
Yeah, if they have a Chinese passport, then it's getting more.
Let's say
like
that we
it's
can't really confirm right now. Let's just say, hey, it's hostages. We know that they're all Asian, Chinese.
Yeah, if you have probably a good secret service or like a good operation team, you always have the info. You just don't go blindly. Oh yeah, let's throw a bomb and then kill everyone. Like,
Okay,
this
so
is
we're
how
not
it
doing.
works.
Okay, so we're not blowing up the bank if they're Chinese. What if they're American?
Of course not.
We don't blow up the bank if they're American.
It depends on the situation.
Okay, and that's what I'm trying to understand. So if there are Chinese hostages in this bank, we're not blowing it up. If they're American hostages, we don't
Like,
blow it up.
even if you can identify that it's Palestinians in there and they have no guns, of course you don't blow it up.
Well-
but sometimes it can just happen if you don't know sure what it is, and then
Sometimes bombs
they
just
have
go
guns
off,
and
bro.
then-
Sometimes missiles just be hitting hospitals. I don't know.
Bombs away and forget
Oh,
about
hospitals were under that as a storage of weapons for Hamas and bombs.
Okay, so let me understand this
Yeah,
correctly.
like-
Let me jump back. Dude who dressed up as a doctor and walked into a hospital, went to a specific hospital room and assassinated a guy in his hospital bed. Do you agree with that?
So if it's a
just a random
civilian,
guy.
of course not. Yeah. Of
Okay,
Hamas.
that's
If it's
fine.
a high leader, then it's fine. Because what is he doing? He's essentially killing Palestinians. He's killing them, of course. He's killing Israelis. He's killing everyone who's not in his opinion.
Okay.
Why should he not be sure to be dead?
Perfect. So let me ask you this. You want to kill this Hamas leader because they are killing Palestinians. And that's bad because they don't agree with his ideology. Okay. So this Hamas leader did bad things and killed Palestinians. Let's say it's 100. Let's not give him all the credit. Let's say he killed 100 people. If an Israeli killed 1,000 Palestinians with one rocket, shouldn't that Israeli be killed then 10 times over by the same logic that you're currently implying?
Like the first reason it's not, it's a soldier. Firstly,
Well,
he not
definitely
orders
a
from,
target,
at least
then.
from who? Yeah, he followed ordered, and it depends if it's civilians or if it's Palestinians that are
Let's say it's all
Hamas
civilians.
driven. Yeah, then of course he should be in court.
Court's the easy way out, but sure. Cool.
Like it's like saying Göring from the Nazis. Why got he killed after on the Nuremberg trials? Yeah, of course he deserved it because he did mass murder on the Jews.
Okay, and the same thing could
It's
be
like
said
the
about
same.
the officials of Israel.
Because it's a different if you kill them
agree
in
with
war,
what they-
if they have weapons, or if you just systematically kill them with no weapons or anything.
Yeah, so killing 80,000 Palestinians over the
Yeah,
course
but
of
they're
a
not
year.
systematically
Yeah, it
killing
is.
them.
It's not like a Holocaust. It's literally Hamas used them firstly as shields. Then maybe they're getting the fucking hospital is full of guns, and then there's some casualties. Of course, it's not good. But how should you else destroy the storage?
So what's
How
crazy?
should you do it?
Sure. And I'll answer that. But out of curiosity, when they post videos of this, you do know they find like 4 guns, right? It's not like a weapons cache that they're going to use to like take over the government, right? It's like a couple of guns. It's not this big operation that you're painting it out to, or that Israel paints it out to be, right? And if the whole point is to prevent harm from happening to either both the Palestinians or the Israelis, wouldn't it make sense to like negotiate and to come to an agreement of like, hey, you know what? Let's stop bombing hospitals, refugee camps, churches, make sure they have access to food and water, make sure that aid trucks are getting in so that they can rebuild, reset, and we're just gonna turn over a new leaf because that's what God would want. As opposed to carpet bombing an area the size of New Jersey, the most densely populated place on the fucking planet, and being like, oh, well, maybe, I dropped leaflets an hour ago, so you should have known to leave. Even though they can't leave because they can't go north, they can't go south, they can't go east, they can't go west because Israel controls all 4 corners. They don't have the ability to escape the condition that has been created over the past 80 years. And this shit didn't just start on October 7th. Add this particular point. This might be more of an American example, but I feel like you'll understand where I'm coming from. Let's say that I walk into your house with a AK-47 and I take over every part of it except the bedroom closet. You can have the bedroom closet, that's fine, but I'm going to use the rest of it. It's my house now. Here's my question to you. Do you have a right to fight back by any means necessary and get your house back? Simple yes or no.
Yeah, I have something better. What if I attack you before then and then flee into my house and then go in the bedroom?
Okay, so we're going to try this again. So not at one point did I mention that I'm Palestinian. I'm just presenting a me and you hypothetical. I walk into your house and I take over every part of it except the bedroom closet. You can have the bedroom closet. I'm just going to take over the rest of the house. My question to you, simple yes or no, is do you have a right to fight back by any means necessary to get your house back? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah, of course, but it's not the example that you show in Iran or in Israel.
Wasn't talking about
It's
Iran.
not the same example.
So you agree that you have a right to fight back and get your house back. Okay. That's a very American, well, that's not even just an American thing. That's like a worldwide thing. But it's a very near and dear American concept. So the idea that, as you just said a moment ago, well, they started it, so we had to fight back. Okay, but what if they view you as the intruder to their land? Do they not have a right to fight back?
So essentially, it was a British colony. It was never their land. They maybe lived on it. But the British owned it. They controlled it and everything. The Palestinians lived there. Then we got the land. Then we got attacked by many Arab states. We won the battles, and then we took the lands that they had, and we sent it the Palestinians that attacked us into small groups of the country. They still had it.
So let me pull this up because I want to make sure I have the right image in my head here. Okay, so in 1946, 98% of the land was owned and controlled by Palestine. Then 1947, a year later, I assume this is when the war happened, forgive me if I'm wrong, Israel takes over the northeast corner, the northwest corner, and like pretty much all the south, right? And then fast forward to 1949 and 1967. 6-7. And they take over even more land to the point where it's just the West Bank and Gaza. And then you fast forward to 2012, where now I think 80% of what was the West Bank is now just a scattered remnants of areas and territories. And Gaza is still roughly the same size, but besides that. So here's my question. After those wars, how much land did Israel have? And put a mark on that timeline. How much land did they take after that when there was no war?
So firstly, they got from the British, and then they took firstly from the West Bank and from Gaza some, and they fighted them back.
So we're talking about scattered bits of territory in the north, somewhat scattered towards the center of Palestine. That's the 1946 map. And then you're saying after a war, which was, again, correct me if I'm wrong, 1947, the northwest, the northeast, good portion of the south, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then at what point was there another war or conflict or something where that allowed them to just take over the rest of Palestine?
It's always that there was conflict from the Palestinians.
I wonder why. Maybe they're upset that they opened their arms to you and allowed you into their land, and then you shit all over their hands by taking over more of their land. It's like, again, your ancestors went through what is considered one of the worst time periods in human history, one of the darkest times in human history. But now that we're past that, your generation and the generation before is currently enacting what is considered one of the worst genocides happening today. That's a problem. All while me as an American citizen has to watch this shit on live television, watching my tax dollars pay for your health care, pay for the defense system that keeps you safe at night, and the bombs that you're currently using to not just bomb Gaza, but also other countries to protect you. And again, I don't have beef with you just because you're Israeli. No beef at all. There's not a single person I can think of that I have beef with just because of their nation, their ethnicity, X, Y, and Z. But you could see why it would be frustrating that a lot of the safety and comfort that you get to experience is coming out of my paycheck, and I don't get a good portion of that. Now, safety-wise, I'm good. Ain't no one coming here, for sure. Respectfully, there's a reason we're number one. Big dog on top, big old dick. But with that being said, the free healthcare part is what pisses me off the most.
Yeah,
a little selfish, but who deserves it? Me or you?
No, we.
You deserve free healthcare.
Yeah.
Say who?
It was promised to us.